This past Sunday, just before 5 a.m., Kentucky State Police Richmond Post received a call from the Madison County Detention Center requesting investigative assistance in regard to an inmate who had been located unresponsive in his cell. Investigators say another inmate located DeVell Chambers, 37 years old, from Michigan, unresponsive in the cell. Madison County Emergency Services responded to the facility and transported the inmate to Baptist Health Richmond, where life-saving measures were unsuccessful. Mr. Chambers was pronounced deceased by the Madison County coroner Jimmy Cornelison. The cause of death is under investigation. However, foul play is not suspected. An autopsy and toxicology is being performed at the medical examiner's office in Frankfort. The ongoing investigation is being conducted by KSP Post 7 Detective Jonathan Walls. Well, October was first declared as National Domestic Violence Awareness Month in 1989. Since then, October has been a time to acknowledge domestic violence survivors and be a voice for its victims, and this year is no different. To shine the light on some of the things going on locally with domestic violence, WBON-TV's Michael Watkins spoke with Jennifer Lanehart from Hope's Wing, a local program here in Madison County that is here to help raise awareness and help those who suffer from the epidemic.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and during this month, victim advocates, allied professionals, survivors of abuse, their loved ones, and the surrounding community come together to mourn the lives lost to domestic violence, celebrate the progress that has been made to end this epidemic, and connect with others working to create change. In Kentucky, the number of cases puts the state as second most in the nation when it comes to domestic violence.
To me, what those numbers mean are that we aren't doing enough in our state to address the crime of domestic violence. Oftentimes, domestic violence is something that's a misdemeanor charge, and to me, that's not good enough. That's why we keep seeing an increase when batterers aren't held accountable, whether it's through being required to take a batterer's intervention program or doing some serious jail time. What's their motivation for change, right? So to me, those numbers, ranking number 2 in the nation for the highest rates of domestic violence, is embarrassing.
Locally, Hope Swing's domestic violence program has been a huge advocate for domestic abuse victims. The program offers several different services to those victims, including a transitional housing program, public education, support groups, and so much more. And they do a tremendous job of helping get the word out to people in Madison County to raise awareness.
In Madison County, we're not seeing a decrease necessarily in domestic violence, but what we're seeing is an improvement in how we address it. We've developed the Madison County Blueprint for Safety, which is a model of domestic violence intervention that we're kind of proud of. We're the only community in the state that's adopted this federal model. And so what we're doing, I think, better than maybe some folks in other communities, not because everybody isn't doing their job, but because sometimes it's hard to communicate with one another, we're communicating better.
At Hope Swings, they do so many different things to help the victims who may not know what the next step is.
We do crisis intervention. We offer emergency shelter if that's needed. We have transitional housing programs where we will put victims back out into apartments in the community once they're safe and help them with their rent for a period of time. We have advocacy, which means we're going to court with people, being that support system with them there or helping them complete their emergency protection orders. We will go to hospitals with people. We offer lots of different services, but not just for women, for men as well. Men may not necessarily be able to come into shelter, but we will put them in a hotel if we need to and case manage from there and figure that out. But there's always a misconception that domestic violence only affects women, and that's not true. 1 in 4 women, yes. 1 in 9 men, though. And I would think that that number's probably a little bit higher. It's just men don't report.
To get more information about Hope Swings domestic violence program, you can check out their Facebook page or visit hopeswings.org. Next week, we'll have the details on a fundraiser for the program as they seek to raise money for the victims. Reporting for WBON TV 9, I'm Michael Watkins.
Thanks, Michael, for that story. We're going to take a quick break. Beautiful weather again today in the Bluegrass. We've got Susie in the weather room with a look at the forecast.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow. Did I ever tell you about that time I zipped right past that dang Sasquatch?
I don't think so.
Yes, sir. I don't know how they ever got away if it wasn't for this brand new side-by-side I got at Gateway Cycles.
In Mount Sterling?
Yes, sir. They set me up with something that left old Sasquatch sneezing in my dust.
Jimbo!
Lord, I hear him coming back now.
That ain't no Sasquatch. That's Mama.
Get a great deal on Sasquatch eluders today. Gateway Cycles, Mount Sterling.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Did you know Markham & Wallace Hospital offers speech therapy for both adults and pediatrics? Why travel north when you can get the care you need right here in Irvine? Adult speech therapy focuses on the assessment and treatment of speech, language, thinking, and swallowing problems. Pediatric speech helps children communicate effectively by assisting with the improvement of their verbal and nonverbal language skills. For more info about the speech therapy department, call 606-723-8235 at Mercy Health, Markham & Wallace Hospital. How do you protect your family during a disaster? Have a plan of action for tornadoes, floods, earthquakes, and for an incident at the Bluegrass Army Depot. Know what you will do and how you will contact each other. Having a plan helps to keep you calm and not panic. Visit EstillCountyEMA.com to get started today. Plan today for a safer tomorrow.
Welcome back to Live at 5. A beautiful day, nice warm temperatures out there. We've got Susie Martin in the Weather Center to take a look at the rest of the week's forecast.
Thank you so much, Gwendolyn. As we take a look at the forecast ahead, we are really tracking some big changes as we do have a powerful fall storm that's going to be sweeping through the central U.S., having an impact here in Kentucky. So we've got a dry, warm front first that's going to be traversing through. We'll notice the increase in our temperatures, but limited moisture makes rain tough to come by. Then the strong cold front comes as the second arm of the storm, and showers will be expected out ahead of this, followed by a blast of cold air. That kind of sums up our outlook this week. So here are the details. Now for tonight, we do have cold temperatures taking shape as we get down into the upper 30s, enough for maybe some patchy frost. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a chilly start. But here's the low that we're tracking. So coming out of the west and the Rockies is a classic big fall trough. And this low has a warm front extending out ahead of it. That will be bringing in that warmth across the region. Because we have drier air aloft, though, it's going to be tough for showers to develop with that. But eventually that's going to be swinging a cold front our way later this week. That's going to set us up with rain chances and some gusty winds. Now, until then, what we'll notice is maybe an increase in our cloud cover. That's about it in terms of that warm front. But again, rain certainly hard to come by at this point. To the north, we'll be tracking some showers, but not so much here locally. As we mentioned tonight, it is going to be chilly. We'll get down into the upper 30s from Frenchburg into Winchester, Stanton even down to 36 degrees. Certainly very chilly. And then as we take a look at the hourly forecast, notice how we'll be warming up into the 60s. We're thinking by the noon hour. So the morning's going to be pretty chilly, feeling like fall for sure. But we do have our temperatures in the afternoon peaking in the 70s. We'll be turning the dial up a little bit more into Thursday with temperatures certainly significantly warmer before this next cold front arrives. Showers and storms possible Friday and into Saturday, and then that cold blast arrives this weekend. Back to you.
Thanks, Susie. And for weather all the time, you can find it on WBON TV Channel 9 online. Check out our Facebook page and WBONTV.com. Well, L81, the Winchester-based soda company, has announced the retirement of their refillable L81 long neck bottles, marking the end of an era. These bottles have been a cherished part of the company's history for over 100 years, with 1% of each bottle's sale going towards supporting Kentucky's outdoor through the 1% for Planet initiative. However, the equipment required to wash and refill these bottles is now beyond repair and no longer supported in the U.S. The last of these long neck bottles will remain in circulation while supplies last, but the bottle deposit program will officially end on December the 31st. Despite the end of the program, L81 remains committed to sustainability. They have partnered with their glass supplier, Owens, Illinois, and Miguel's Pizza in the Red River Gorge to pilot a Commonwealth collective recycling program. Bottles returned for recycling will be used to make new bottles, creating a closed loop for glass bottles in Kentucky. Definitely an end to the era there. Well, would you like to raise some money for your good cause or organization doing something significant for the community? If so, you may want to check out Berea's Trash for Cash program. The program is designed to be a fundraising source for local nonprofit organizations. Groups can earn $100 per mile for picking up litter in the city on both sides of the road. All groups will be given the necessary supplies, and the city will dispose of the litter that is picked up. The application can be found by visiting the story up now at WBONTV.com. Well, the deadline to register to vote in Kentucky's upcoming election was today, but if you're already registered, here's a couple other deadlines that you might want to keep in mind. To vote with an absentee ballot by mail, you need to use the online portal govoteky.com to request your absentee ballot no later than midnight, October the 24th. Once your application is submitted, your ballot will be mailed. Both mail-in ballots or ballots placed in drop boxes must be received no later than November the 7th at 6 p.m. In-person absentee voting with a qualifying excuse will be conducted October 25th, 26th, 27th, 30th, and 31st, and November 1st at the county clerk's office. Early voting is available to any registered voting. Early voting will be held Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, preceding Election Day from 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. Election Day is November 7th and is available to any registered voter from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And of course, we'll have those numbers as they come in right here live on WBON TV Channel 9 on election night. Make sure you mark your calendars to stay up to date with what's coming in. A Madison County man is in custody in Laurel County following an arrest for DUI. Jonathan Messer, 39, from Richmond, was found by officers in a running car on Southwind Street in London in response to a complaint. Officers noted that Messer had bloodshot and glossy eyes, displayed signs of bruxism, and struggled to maintain normal body control. Following an investigation, it was determined that Messer was under the influence of narcotics, leading to his arrest and subsequent charge of driving under the influence. More big news for soccer fans in Central Kentucky. Lexington Sporting Club has announced plans for a new stadium that's located near Athens-Boonesboro Road, close to the Interstate 75, at the same site as the club's youth fields. The stadium is already under construction and will initially have a capacity of 5,000, with the potential to expand to a maximum of 11,000 people. The investment in the 7 training fields and the stadium is estimated at up to $82 million, creating a unique venue for daily training for youth and professional athletes. Lexington SC will also compete in the USL Super League, a new Division I professional women's soccer league in the United States. The stadium is expected to be completed in time for LSC's debut in the USL Super League in 2024. Exciting news for those soccer fans. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've got lots more news coming up right here live at 5, including how about some sports up next with Dawson Roll.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Do not adjust your TV set. It is WBON TV's Tuesday night Terrorvision. Tune in to Channel 9 every Tuesday night in October and witness horrors in haunted houses, out of this world, and even from beyond the grave. WBON Channel 9. It's a scary good show.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Micah Watkins, Samantha Burford, and Dawson Rule as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 on WBON Channel 9 and on Y92.5, V99.3, and CBS Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by the Richmond Raceway, the Law Office of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop Small Engine Repair.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
Hey y'all, it's Josh
and Greg from Hicks & Funson, Kentucky Lawyers.
Well, now that Florida firm has vandalized their own billboards with fake graffiti about chasing ambulances and being for the money.
Ads like that give all attorneys a bad name. At Hicks & Funson, we fight for two things, for justice and for injured Kentuckians like you.
So if you've suffered a wrongful death or an injury in a crash, a fall, or due to medical malpractice or nursing home neglect, visit honestfearless.com or call us at 859-777-7000. Ask for Josh or Greg.
Welcome back to Live at 5. As the soccer regionals continue, some teams around Madison County are still alive and competing while others have had their season come to an end. With the updates on those games and teams and some more great sports news, here's WBON TV Channel 9's Dawson Roll.
To begin sports today, I want to go over soccer, where girls' region games began last night and boys begin tonight. Central ended up winning, while Madison Southern's team season unfortunately came to an end with a loss on the girls' side. The Lady Eagles had to play the best girls team in the 11th region in Lexington Catholic, and they ended up losing 6-0. Now, goalkeeper Claire Kress did show out for the Lady Eagles with 20 saves on the night, but the scoring was never able to get going. 9-6-1 is the final record for this team, who had a solid year overall. The Lady Indians of Central were the other team playing in region for Madison County. They faced Franklin County at home, and they were able to win comfortably 6-0. With the victory, this sets up a region semifinals game at host site Madison Southern versus Frederick Douglass tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. This is going to be a tough game for the girls, but I have faith they can pull through and get back to the region championship game like they did last year. On the boys' side, Central will host the first round of the region tournament against a tough opponent in Henry Clay. These teams are almost even in terms of record and talent, so tonight's game could come down to the final few minutes. Good luck tonight to the Indians. We should be there. Models Boys is the other Madison County team playing tonight, and they'll be traveling to Frederick Douglass in the first round of the region tournament. Douglass is the second highest ranked RPI team in the 11th region, so Model will be the underdog tonight in Lexington. But good luck to the Patriots and shock the world. Walt Wells and EKU football are back at it this week, getting ready for this weekend's big homecoming game. Wells spoke to the media about preparations for Tarleton State.
We've got a good football team coming in here. They got good players, they got good coaches, and we have to be ready to go or we will disappoint those people. And, you know, make no mistake, if we don't play the way we're supposed to, nobody will be more disappointed than the 150 people in this program that'll be in that locker room after the game. They're going to come in here. They're heartbroken after how they lost on Saturday. I'm sure we've been there. And I expect them to come in here fully locked and loaded and ready to go. Our defense has to continue to improve and play. We have to do our job. We have to understand our job and just do it.
Around the county, there's also volleyball action tonight. Berea has a game home against the Kentucky School for the Deaf, while Madison Central's team will travel to Lafayette for a big 11th region matchup. That's going to be all for sports today. Thank you all for tuning in, and tonight the sports crew will be at the Madison Central High School boys soccer region game. That's the plan. This is Dawson Rule with the best sports coverage in Madison County.
Thanks, Dawson, for that sports update. Another quick break. Right back with more news right here live at 5.
WBON TV 9 is proud to be your source for local news, local weather, and local sports. At WBON TV 9, we pride ourselves on being the local leader when something happens in our area. Channel 9 reaches nearly 900,000 people with our over-the-air coverage. WBON TV 9 is also the #1 source you turn to locally for news on Facebook and WBONTV.com. Now you can enjoy all the local news, weather, and sports each weekday afternoon. Join us each weekday from 5 to 5:30 for the Live at 5 newscast. It's streaming on the WBON TV Facebook page, YouTube channel, Roku channel, and our live player on WBONTV.com. And of course on Richmond's first TV channel, available on Spectrum Channel 712, Urban Community Television, PRTC Cable, and Channel 9.1 over the air. WBON TV, where every local story starts here.
Now at A&W, the Spicy Papa Burger Combo with onion rings. A classic Papa Burger, spiced up with jalapeno heat, perfectly paired with a side of onion rings and Spicy Papa dipping sauce. Get it jalapeno mouth, only at A&W. Feeling saucy? Come down to A&W and dip a juicy 5-piece hand-breaded chicken tender combo into our new spicy 3-pepper fire sauce or our new savory A&W sauce. Dip into A&W and try them today.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
if it won't go down?
Call Mr. Rooter, the best in town.
What do I do now?
Call Mr. Rooter, the best plumber in town. Mr. Rooter is Central Kentucky's affordable and reliable plumber. Right now, get any drain in your home clean for only $89. Call 859-253-CLOG. That's 859-253-CLOG. So if you've got a problem that won't go down, call Mr. Rooter. He's the best plumber in town. He'll clean any drain in your home for only $89.
Now I know who to call.
Call Mr. Rooter.
Bye-bye, Poopy.
At WBON TV9, you can count on our weather team to keep you up to date with all the latest developments, watches, and warnings.
We're here for you night and day, 24/7, no matter what the weather brings.
WBON TV9 and our media partner 100.7 The Coyote are dedicated to you. That's why we say when the weather turns extraordinary, so does our coverage.
Get your forecast each weekday during the Live at 5 newscast on WBON TV9, where every local story starts here.
Welcome back to Live at 5. Yesterday, Bill Wesley, state representative of the 91st District, which includes parts of Madison County, Estill, and Powell, released a public statement that included a legislative update on health and human resources in the Commonwealth.
Through our interim meetings, we have discussed the current standings with Medicaid and the best way to steward those who are in the system. Currently, over 1.6 million Kentucky citizens are on Medicaid, which equates to about 37% of our population. That being said, I remain committed to preserve this system so that it is both effective and efficient for those who need it. As legislators, it is our duty to maintain the best interests of citizens from all 120 counties of the Commonwealth, especially as it pertains to our comfort and well-being. As we navigate these issues, I hope you will contact my office at 502-564-8100 to voice your concerns.
He began his term in 2021, and that term will expire next year. He currently sits as the vice chair of the Natural Resources and Energy Committee and is also a member of the Tourism and Outdoor Recreation Committee, Transportation Committee, and more. Well, Tuesday nights here at WBON TV Channel 9 are also known as Fright Nights during October. WBON TV is airing weekly double features with famous horror movies of the past as part of our Tuesday night Terror Vision series. For tonight's double feature, viewers will be able to watch Svengali as well as the cult classic The Brain That Wouldn't Die. You can tune in at 8 p.m. right here on Channel 9 and get into the spirit of the season with Tuesday Night Terror Vision. And again, that's going to be every Tuesday night all the way through the end of October. For all you out there who love a good spooky movie, make sure you mark your calendars and join us every Tuesday starting at 8 p.m. Well, thanks so much for joining us today live at 5. Have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you back here tomorrow.